Hey Pasping, I got some amazing news. Today, the Kickstarter for a second full-length PBFB hit 100% and went over. It's still going and it's got almost 30 days left. There's now no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna make this project. And hey, maybe we can hit a stretch goal and make it even better. Unfortunately, although I'm very excited about that, I'm having a hard time feeling great. This was me the moment I found out the Kickstarter had reached its goal. Sitting on the number 75 bus after viewing 5 terrible apartments. Thinking about my life after this weekend and how I had this plan and now it's gone. I'm standing here in what used to be our living room, now kind of half empty. That's where you stand to do your videos. Today was so demotivating, going from rushing up and down and all over London, just looking at these terrible places, these places that stink, these places that they can't sell to anyone else, bottom of the barrel, and being told that they are listed for the most ridiculous amounts of money, being told this is the best I can get, being made to feel that because I have the audacity to expect a place to be somewhere I would actually want to live, somewhere that is not lopsided and falling apart, somewhere where the stairs are all roughly the same size and shape, somewhere that doesn't look like 6 different houses stitched together like some kind of Frankenstein. Because yeah, I'm desperate, but I don't want to make a mistake because I'm in a rush and then be stuck with that only to go through all of this again in 6 months' time. So my emotions, there are some crossed wires today, Pasping. Because yeah, the Kickstarter hit 100% and that's amazing and I'm so happy. But on Sunday, I'm gonna be homeless, and the reality of that, and how formless my life is gonna be for the next few weeks is... that's it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot! Tomorrow, which is the day this will actually go up, I have the YouTube space booked for our follow-up future interviews, which is why I'm recording this now, because I'm going to be busy shooting and asking questions and, you know, scratching my chin and thinking poignant thoughts. But I just want to ask all these people for help.
There's lots of times where I feel overwhelmed, especially as a creative. You have to both try and get yourself to, you have to try and pay your bills, but also kind of keep the creative flow going, and I think that those are generally my moments of crisis. I think that a massive part of how I dealt with that, how I dealt with the my financial situation, which I think is one of the biggest issues I have, is to just kind of let things happen. A big part of my life I've been so concerned about, oh, what am I going to do next, or how am I going to pull off the next creative endeavor, with that thing in the back of my mind, like, oh, you also need money, and I think that the way I've dealt with that is just to accept it, really, to just accept that I'm going to have to deal with the fact that my life might flip over, or might, something shitty might happen, but at the end of the day, I can't. The more I focus on the idea of a crisis, the more I'm going to feel like there's a crisis, when the reality is I should just keep going.
I think it was 2013, 14. I was really depressed. Thankfully you were there. There's some really great PBFB episodes on that. And I felt like I didn't have a career. I had just gone freelance. Honestly, I was trying to find financial aid to pay rent. I was so worried. I think having a good support system is what did it, because before then I didn't have one. I hadn't built that up myself for some reason, and I had lost my own identity. Having people that will push you when you're low and can't move, to do something, when you're worried, or just having someone that will listen, or having someone that will take you out of the situation for a moment, whatever you're in. I know I used to like visit friends in Brighton or go to Dublin if I needed, like, it was just too much, it was chaos. That's big.
I suppose it's different for everybody. I tried to do that whole thing where, you know, there are some people who, when they have a problem, all they have to do is they have to talk to somebody about it, and they have a support system, and it's inbuilt, and that took some years to develop. And other things that made me smile were filmmaking and photography, which is one of the other things. It sounds really bizarre, but as a kid I used to love, you know, making films and taking photographs and everything else. And despite the fact that I'd worked years in television, it was one of the things that I kind of dropped because I needed to get on with my career. But yet, as a coping strategy, is one of the things that used to make me smile. I would pick up the camera and go out and film something. Found a hobby.
In my last relationship, when it ended pretty abruptly, and just, we were living together, and I kind of had imagined the rest of my life with this person, and thinking, like, you know, all my future plans kind of involved her and revolved around us being a thing. At the time, I didn't know how to react, and I just remember I had to go outside, and it was literally like 2 a.m, and I went for like a really, really long run. And when I came back, I felt a little bit more clear-headed about it, and I said, okay, look, you know, I'm not gonna fight something that I can't fight. Like, it's out of my control. Like, if this is how this person feels, then I'm not gonna try to convince them otherwise. And I think a lot of times in life we try to control situations that are beyond our own ability. They are external factors. And I think for me, the thing that really helped me then was kind of reverting inwards and using that kind of inner turmoil to figure out what it is that I was looking for or trying to find.
I think something that I'm still trying to get used to is the fact that you can rely on friends and you can be honest and open with people, and that they won't run away. And I got some terrible advice once from someone, which was, if you are the negative friend, people won't want to be friends with you. And that was just like, oh, fucking hell, what an error. Because people are so much more generous with their understanding of other people, that just because you're like sad for a bit or you're going through a hard time for a bit doesn't mean that they're going to like cut you out of their life. So that's something I definitely learned like last year, to like lean into my friends and that they would help me if I needed the help.
You know what, Boss Bing? I feel better.